Everything changes over time. In this lesson, you'll learn how to place an endpoint alias in front of your indexes to support seamless swapping. And sometimes you need to see the forest, not just the trees. So we'll also learn how to generate summary information about your index data using facets. So far, your searches have been sent directly to the endpoint of a specific index. You want to search for wine? Send your search to that index and get back your results. The problem is, what happens when you need to add new fields or change behavior in your index? Do you really want to have to update the endpoint URL in all your clients? I didn't think so. A full-text alias serves as a consistent endpoint for your clients. In turn, it points to the current index in use, and when a new index is designed, built, and ready for deployment, you update your alias. It's an atomic operation. Your clients will never know the difference. They'll just start getting results from the new index. Creating an index couldn't be easier. Just click Add Alias, assign a name, and choose your index, or, notably, indexes. You can use this approach to simultaneously search multiple individual indexes, potentially as an alternative to indexing multiple different document types within a single index. Let's take a look at how this might work. So over here in Couchbase, I've set up two indexes. I've got orders 1, which if I edit it, you see it's got a type of order with one indexed field, party vibe. I'll go back and then open up my products index, edit that, and that is typed to only product documents, and it has the description field indexed. So over here on the search screen, I'm going to add an alias, which I'll call wine. And I'm going to assign both of those indexes to the wine alias. I create it, and I can search right here. Well, let's set up something to search for. Over here in my bucket, I'm going to go to my first order document, scroll to the bottom to the party vibe field, and you'll see that I've added test 123 to the party vibe field. Go back to my documents, filter to take a look at product documents, open my first product document in the bucket, and you'll see I've added the same term, test 123, to the description field. So, as you might expect, if I go and search for test 123 through the alias, I get back results from both document types. And just to be very clear about this, if I run this same search as a match query through REST, you'll also see that we get back a single set of results. I'll collapse the request. You'll see that we have two hits, one for this order document, and a bit further down, one for the product document. So you can see that aliasing can be used to aggregate results from multiple different indexes, which may ease certain maintenance efforts over time. Search facets are aggregate results generated as part of a search. There are three types. Term facets, which count the occurrences of different terms within a target field. Numeric range facets, which count values falling within a set of defined ranges, which you might think of as buckets of a form. And date range facets, which count where dates in a target field fall within one of a defined set of ranges. For example, perhaps orders by quarter year, or something of that sort. The results returned include the total count of all documents included in the faceting, as well as a count of documents where the target field was missing or had no value. Then you get the core of the data you're seeking, aggregate statistics for the facets you've defined, such as wines with wine review points falling within one of a set of ranges. Facets can be added to an existing search. The facets keyword groups the facet definition. Within this, you add your own label to describe the facets being generated, such as perhaps wine varietals for facets being generated from the variety field in wine product documents. You specify the target field to be faceted, and then you set the size for the facets, which is a number of facets to generate, and is treated as a top n limit. For example, a size of 5 would return the 5 target field values having the top 5 highest counts. Numeric range facets are similarly easy to generate. You use the numeric ranges keyword to group an array of individual facet ranges, or what you might think of as value buckets, however you prefer to think of that. You set a required minimum and an optional maximum for each facet to be aggregated. You could also aggregate by date ranges for a target date field, setting start and end values for each facet to be aggregated. You end up with a total count for each bucket you define. So what have you learned here? First, index aliases provide a very useful abstraction layer for maintaining your indexes with zero client disruption. You can also assign multiple indexes to a common alias as an approach to managing overall index maintenance. With aliasing, new or updated indexes can be built offline and then atomically switched. We also learned that facets aggregate result counts by term, date range, or numeric range. Your results include the top n count by facet, depending on the facet size you specify, and they also include total, missing, and other counts. In this lab, you'll generate search facets by both term and numeric range using directly accessed and/or aliased indexes. When you're finished, come on back. In our last lesson, we'll learn how to implement a custom text analyzer.